Hey, it's Caesar.
And I'm Carla.
Welcome to another episode of Carla and Caesar's Modern Life.
Woo!
Hey! And this week is an exciting week because we are back from our trip from Italy. How do you feel?
2022. I feel great.
You feel good?
Yes. I think I'm still tired, but it's okay.
Yeah. It took us a little bit longer to we were going to record this way sooner than we thought.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been trying to, recover from the jet lag.
Pretty much.
As much as I thought it was like all right, it was not all right. It was weird. Now we're falling asleep at like 6, 7 in the afternoon, 6, 7 at night.
Consistently. As much as we try to stay up later to sleep in later, we keep waking up super early too.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice, actually. I like it because I like going for a run, not every day. I haven't been going every day, but I do like that as an option because then I feel like I still have the rest of the morning after. And yeah. No, so we're still adjusting, but we're here recording this episode. And so let's talk about the trip a little bit. How do you think it went? I think it went as well as I would have hoped.
Yeah.
Yeah. We saw a lot.
Yeah, we ate a lot. We saw a lot of architecture, obviously a lot of the old buildings and stuff.
And I feel like we stayed a good amount of days because maybe it was just us trying to get mentally prepared to be back. But by the last day, I was like, okay, I'm ready to go back.
Yeah. By the last day, we were excited to come back home.
Yeah, I wanted to take a shower in my own bathroom, sleep in my own bed.
So we ate a lot of food. So let's talk about the places we went to first. We went to Rome for a few days. That's where we landed for a weekend. And then after that, we went to Florence for a few days. That was just a general overview. And then, how do you say it? Cinque Terre? Yeah.
We finally found out.
Yeah, we went over there for another couple days. It was 2 days. And then the last few days of our trip, we're back in Rome. So we ate a lot of food on the way. What was your favorite dish?
Surprisingly, it was the really simple things, the spaghetti with pesto.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the entire dish, and it was really good.
Yeah, it was just some tourist restaurant in Cinque Terre where we stayed at, and it was one of the few places that was open, and it was just really good food.
Yeah.
It was a small place. There was only 2 people serving, basically.
Yeah, it was cute. There was a lady with her dog in there, and then the dog got loose, and the dog was running around the restaurant.
Yeah.
It was really cute.
And then, so that was my favorite food that I ate. I think the favorite meal experience was the guy that kind of pulled us into. So we found this restaurant that was on a side street. It wasn't really on one of the main streets we were walking at. And we didn't know if they were open. But the chef, he kind of was like, oh no, it's okay, I'll help you guys up. And he was a really nice guy.
He was so nice.
Really welcoming and kind of guided us through the menu. It was a handwritten menu. It was just a bunch of pieces of paper that were put together in a little book.
It was really cute because it was he was excited to talk to us.
Yeah, and it was just, I was a little taken aback by how welcoming it was. But then after a while, I was like, oh, okay, this guy's just really friendly.
He's just genuinely nice.
And the food was delicious.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was really good. Was that the first pasta we had?
Yeah. The first, so that was the first time I was in Rome, and we were in Rome, and that was a really cool experience. One of my favorite days overall was in Rome, when we rode the scooters through the city.
That was my favorite day too.
Yeah, it was just a cool
we went
experience.
To the Vatican.
Yeah, we went from the Rome where we were staying at the center of Rome, the city, and then we wanted to go to the Vatican City to check out what it's like. And so we rode a Lime scooter. Yeah. And, you ride along with the cars on the bike lane basically, and they're kind of used to sharing the road over there with people that are in scooters or Vespas, whatever. It's just
no one really drives crazy, and the cars are smaller too. So.
Yeah. So it's a little bit more and there's a lot of places for you to cross the street, even in busy streets. They'll stop for you.
You kind of have to jump in front of the cars, but they'll stop.
Yeah. So that was a really favorite day. What was one of the things that surprised you about the trip?
It surprised me that it was harder to coordinate than I thought it would be. With the group of friends that we had, because it was we all wanted, we were all easy to travel with, I think, but I think we all had different places we wanted to see at different times, and it was hard to coordinate food because people feel like eating different things and the times. But we made it work.
Yeah, so we met up with it was just different groups of friends that we wanted to travel with, and then even within the group of friends, like a couple, like one friend would get there before the other person in the couple, so it was just coordinating all that was a little tough, but
yeah, different levels of hungriness and like things like
that. So did you feel? You said you felt like some anxiety being in a new place.
Yeah, I did. I think just not being in my routine of like the things I do in the morning, like to make sure I have a mindful day or like set myself up for success, basically.
Yeah.
And so I brought my journals with me that I normally write in the mornings, but like every day was so different, and just being out of your regular routine or place, it throws you off. It threw me off. And so yeah, I found myself feeling like anxious and like wanting to control situations because I thought I would feel safer, but you can't do that. Like
it's just such a big change too.
Yeah,
it's like so sudden.
I'm probably like being tired from like the time change and all that.
Yeah, because it's a 14-hour flight.
I think it affected me. I think more than I realized both times.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of flying there, and there's a lot of you just adjust, and it's such a big change. Like it's a whole different world. It wasn't as big of a culture shock for me than when we went to Thailand, because that was the first time I traveled to a country that wasn't primarily spoke English. But then in Italy, it was like a lot of people speak English, and just like in Thailand, people just adjust. Like it's we're lucky because we speak English, but it sucks for people that they speak any other language traveling to those places.
Yeah, that would be tough.
So I guess we're lucky in that sense, and that the world kind of has adapted to English speaking tourists. But, so it was easy to get around, especially Google Maps and stuff. Like they have internet there, so you're just kind of just looking at your map to go where to go next. And
I can't imagine not having access
to
a map.
No, like some of our friends didn't have like their own data plan, and it's like that's I couldn't do it.
Me neither. I'd feel so lost. But the person, Kaya, our friend Kaya, that did not have reception, she's really good with directions.
She figured it out.
So it's probably a better thing to not have access, because then you're forced to learn where you are. But I'm just lazy and I rely on my maps. But yeah, it's like really impressive, her ability to like navigate on her own.
For sure.
Shout out to Kaya.
Shout out Kaya, and then shout out to the architecture of the buildings. There, you look at pictures of stuff online, and then you're there looking up at the thing. You're like, holy shit!
Like, whoa, this is way bigger than it looks like in the pictures.
Yeah.
Which is like, it should be obvious, but I guess it was not.
It's like astonishing.
It's still, it takes you back. Yeah. So many beautiful places.
Yeah, and one of the things that we experienced out there was staying at a hostel. I had not stayed at a hostel before.
Me neither.
It was basically a shared rooms. Like, we stayed in a room that was 6 beds, so it was only me, you, and then our friend Kai, who was with us, and then a friend that we met there, Mitchell, who was traveling from Mexico.
Yeah.
And and so it was us 4, and then there were 6 beds, so we were like, oh, okay, that's cool, but it's still like, it's weird. People who just walk in, like the guy, and then eventually, like the next day, we had 2 other people like added to the room, and it was like, whoa, like there's no privacy.
Yeah. Which like I did you not expect that? Like,
I expected that, and I adjusted to it. It was just like, oh, okay, like once you're in it, you're like, oh, okay, I'm doing this. I'm falling asleep, and this person I don't even know their name. They're right there, like on a bed.
Yeah, I mean, I knew what to expect, but I was hoping that. Because originally we were supposed to be in a smaller room of 4 beds. And, but then in order to accommodate us, they switched us into this different room. And I think what we originally would have had would have been better, but it's fine because it turned out it was fine either way. But yeah, I'm sorry if I didn't explain to you like what it would be like, but.
No, I understood what it was. It was just in the moment doing it. It's like, oh, okay.
That's true. Yeah. Especially like because we hadn't really seen the like pictures of the bathroom or anything, and I did not enjoy the bathroom experience.
Yeah, it wasn't like you would like, you don't know what to expect, so it's like it's like a bathroom, but that just has a shower in the corner, not necessarily like a shower you'd expect. Like it's just like not even the floor part of the shower, just a corner that has a hose you could spray yourself on, essentially. But I mean, other than that, it was, you know what I'm saying, like the hose part, the shower head part.
No, that sounds so janky. That sounds like there's literally a hose.
It's just the hose on the floor. You just gotta.
There was a shower head.
There was a shower head and everything, but yeah, it was just a different experience. I mean,
I probably wouldn't do it again unless I was like traveling by myself and I was just like trying to pass through quickly. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was an ideal for our group.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I can see how like you're a young person, you're a student trying to go out and meet people. Like that's the ideal place because it's like you're basically sharing a house, a big house with people.
Yeah.
So that was in Florence. We stayed at a hostel in Florence, and then Cinque Terre. We just did Airbnbs after that.
That Airbnb was really nice in Cinque Terre. Yeah. That was my favorite.
Well, that was one of the things is everything is so hilly there, and then so we walked up the hill to put our bags away when we got to the Airbnb, and then you walk down the hill to like explore, but it's a big hill. It's
a lot of hills, stairs or steps.
Yeah. If you've seen the movie Luca, that's where we did reference point for that they used those cities as a reference point visually for what like it looks like in that movie. So,
yeah. That was one of the main reasons why we went, was because we loved that movie. And like people recommended that we go there, obviously. But it was beautiful, and I loved all the different colors of the buildings, and like even though like the hills were difficult, I still liked it, and like I liked that we were so close to the ocean.
Yeah. So in terms of so that was our trip, but in terms of life, how are you doing? You have some stuff going on, right?
Yeah. So I had mentioned before that I was going to start, or I had signed up, or I was about to sign up for like career coaching sessions, basically. And so I started that, and I just did my third one this morning, and it's going really well. I didn't really know what to expect because it's my first time doing anything like that. I found them on Instagram. I just got an ad for them. I think when they realized when my targeted ads were like, you're looking for a new job. Okay. But no, actually, like they have a lot of really good free resources on their website. So maybe we can shout them out. Something that came out of that recently was I realized I like have been putting a lot of pressure on myself. And like, I think I'm glad that I realized that before I went on my trip. Because then, I don't know, I mean, I feel like it would have been different if I was still in this mindset of like wanting to do all the things, like, you know? And I feel like I loved that we had a relaxing trip because I think it was exactly what we needed, like a rest, because we came back energized and looking forward to coming back and doing the things.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I felt like too before I left. I was kind of thinking about the stuff I wanted to accomplish in terms of creatively and with this show and the Rodriguez show and then other stuff that I'm working on. And I just feel like I'm ready to get back to work. It's just, it just sucks because the last couple of days I've been too tired to do anything. Yeah. Because I'm trying to like before I shared online that I've been upgrading the equipment to do the show, but it's also, you know, all the technical stuff that I'm using to do it. I want it now. I'm excited to do it, but it's like, oh my God, where'd the energy go? So I'm excited to keep creating and especially this show too, but I'm just trying to catch up on
sleep. Yeah, for sure.
And I'm also trying to do more audio work professionally. So yeah, if you are looking to start a podcast or something, let me know. I can help you out with that, you know, for money. And you know, producers of any kind, you know, I'm trying to do video and audio too. So it's,
you have a lot of experience and a lot of like all the equipment you need, and
and it's getting like more compact and easier to like do it anywhere. Basically, we only do the show with like one power outlet, kind of. Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah. All right, you ready for some scenarios?
Ready.
All right, it's time for Who's the Jerk. All right, so you got the first scenario. Go ahead.
So the person who submitted the question is a 32-year-old female, and she has a fiance who is a 34-year-old male. His name is Aaron. this woman has a scar on her face from something that happened in her 20s. We don't know what. But anyway, it doesn't matter. The scar doesn't bother her at all. And it's never been an issue until now, that they're planning their wedding. And she mentions that her mother-in-law is getting involved in the planning, and they keep having disagreements with each other about all the arrangements that they make.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she says, this whole issue came up recently. Aaron and I were discussing the wedding photos and my facial scar came up. Aaron suggested that we have this area of my face where my scar is located photoshopped. I laughed thinking he was joking, but he said it was for real. I was taken aback, but he explained that this is what photoshopping is for, and that these are the wedding photos that would last for years, and he'd rather them be flawless. I looked at him and asked if he sees my face as a flaw, and he immediately apologized and said absolutely not.
He then admitted it was his mom's suggestion, and he saw that she had a point this time. I refused, and we began fighting. Aaron said that I was being a huge overreactor, and that it's not about the scar itself, but the overall look of the photos, and I was being too sensitive for no reason. I had an argument with my future mother-in-law after she nicely tried to talk to me into considering it. I told her I'm not bothered by my appearance, nor do I want to change it for any reason or occasion for that matter. She went on to say I need therapy for me to cope with my past trauma, but I don't think my refusal has anything to do with it.
Aaron is visibly upset with my response. He said he loves me no matter what, and I was ridiculous to be so hung up on this non-issue and holding it against him and his family, who want what's best for me. I don't know if this is just my past insecurities popping up, and I'm not sure if I'm overreacting and getting offended for no reason. Damn. So, what do you think?
I think that, like, to somebody outside looking in, it's very obvious that it's so fucked up.
Yeah, because it's like there's no reason for... If she's not bringing up the photoshopping, like if she doesn't want to get rid of it,
doesn't bother her. Yeah.
Then why should it bother anybody else?
Right.
And it's like, why? Like, you are implying by saying that you want to Photoshop them, but it is a flaw that you want to get rid of.
Like, yeah, because essentially you're changing their appearance. Like, yeah. Because I mean, if it's significant enough that he wants to get rid of it, then like it should be there. You know, like it's part of who she is. Like, that's rude.
It's very telling about the family, like how they think that it is a flaw. Like, it bothers them because they want to get rid of it. Like,
right. And then the fact that they suggested that she needs therapy for her trauma, but it's like you think she needs therapy for like being comfortable with herself. Like, that's not
what you need therapy for. You need therapy.
You guys need therapy
for being intimidated by somebody who's being so confident.
Yeah.
So it's very clear that the person writing this is not the jerk in the situation.
Yeah, and I hope that like they were concerned that it was maybe a past insecurity popping up, but I think that she's doing a good job.
Yeah, but it's like, well, how does she approach this in terms of talking to her fiance, Aaron? I think that he needs to, because he's. I think it bothers. Do you think it bothers him?
I think it bothers him that she doesn't agree with them. I don't know. Do you think that they should continue with their marriage?
Well,
wedding planning?
Well, he's letting his mother kind of dictate like this, but at the same time, he feels passionately about it. Like, he feels passionately enough to be like, "Why are you making?"
So it's like, do you want to marry somebody that thinks like that?
Yeah,
probably not.
Because they're looking at you a certain way.
Yeah. Damn,
that's a tough one.
Yeah, but I don't know. I wonder if we can find out later what she did.
Yeah, I don't know, because it's like it's up to the person. Like, if Aaron is really that upset about these pictures, like then maybe that's not the right person for you, because they care so much about something you don't even think about anymore.
Exactly.
So yeah, overall, not the jerk, the person writing this. All right, let's move on to this next one here. So the person who submitted this is a 26-year-old male. He has a mom who's a 54-year-old female. She has always been insecure about her body and has always wanted to get plastic surgery, but she had previously not been able to afford to get anything done because she spent money on raising him. So now that he's making money, he was able to offer to pay for it, and she accepted the gift. She never asked him to do this, but he was happy to do it, pay for her surgery. He also has a girlfriend. They've been together for over a year, and recently decided to move in together. She thinks that he should be helping her pay off her debt financially, and that's a better move than, paying for the surgery.
Dang. So he says, she told me I should have let her know before I decided to do anything. She told me she couldn't believe I wasted my money on something like that. She said it was unfair and that I could have used it to help her pay off her college debt, which would have been more useful. I tried to explain it to her, but she didn't listen and called my mom fake and told me she needs to get over her insecurities.
So most of my friends also took my girlfriend's side on this one and said helping my girlfriend pay off her college debt is more important than my mom's plastic surgery, and they're calling me an asshole. I'm not sure if I did something wrong here. I don't see what was wrong with paying for my mom's plastic surgery. It helped her get over her insecurities, and I'm really happy about it because she's feeling better now. So am I the jerk on this or not? Thanks. Yeah, I am going to go ahead and say, no.
No.
Because
I don't think so either.
it's funny, we had somebody, the previous scenario was somebody that was okay with how they looked no matter what, and then there's somebody that wanted to change it, but both are empowering in their own right. Like,
for sure.
If she's always wanted to change who she is and her son helped her pay for it, you're his girlfriend. Like, you're not even, what are you?
They've only been dating for a little bit over a year.
Yeah, and you want him to pay off your college debt?
That's messed up.
And the mom didn't ask him to pay for the surgery.
Exactly. Yeah, that was something to point out, is she never asked for it.
Yeah, he gave it to her as a gift, like, hey, Mom, you're
because she spent her life raising him, and he did well. That he did mention that he had gotten a full ride and he had scholarships, and so when he graduated, by the time he was 26, he was doing okay, and he wanted to do that for his mom. Good for you. I think more people wish they could do that for their parents.
Yeah, and I don't think that there's any responsibility to somebody you've only been dating seriously for a year, a little over a year, to pay for anything you pay for some things, but I'm saying for their college debt, what connection do you have to them to do that for them?
No. Yeah.
And then I think even the friends, right? They said most of his friends took the girlfriend's side. It's because they want they want somebody to pay for that. That's damn. That's why people think so bad about people of certain ages. It's because they want, they'd be well, I'd rather somebody do that. Because they're looking at it would you pay for plastic surgery or would you pay for college debt? But it's not that simple. It's,
no.
Would you help your mom out with something, or would you help your girlfriend out that you haven't? It's not even no obligation to help her out
at all. Yeah.
No. So clearly the person, I think that if you're helping your parents and your heart was in the right place, you're not in the wrong.
I don't think so either. Yeah, I think that's great for you. I wish I could do that for my parents. Be able to just pay for things for them.
Yeah, because nice. It doesn't have to even be plastic surgery. You'd be she wanted a nice TV, and I bought her a nice TV. It's that simple.
Yeah, so haters gonna hate. You keep doing your thing, 26-year-old male. And good for your mom too, the 50-year-old female.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah, good for both of them. I think they're doing great.
Should we do one more? Let's do the last one.
You want to?
Yeah, let's do it. The person who submitted to this is a 28-year-old female. She is from Germany. She has a husband who's a 30-year-old male who is from Spain. They speak German to each other. They moved to Miami 6 months ago for his job, and she says she hates when he starts to speak Spanish with random people or his friends. She feels left out and thinks it's weird because normally he speaks English with other people if they're together, and he doesn't know the other person. She feels like he forgets about her when he does this.
So she says, I've told him that I feel weird when he's talking to people in a language I don't understand, and I've told him that if I'm with him, he should always talk to other people in English. He says that they are usually short conversations, which is true, but it's still strange to stand there with a smile without knowing what they're talking about. And that it's weird for him to talk to someone in a different language. He also says that he loves to use Spanish in his day-to-day life and that I should understand that. Am I the asshole? I am not telling him to stop speaking Spanish. I'm just telling him to stop speaking Spanish when I'm around. We live in Miami and everyone knows how to speak English.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people also speak Spanish in Miami.
Yeah.
So it's not out of the ordinary. like you're not going out of your way to speak Spanish to somebody, because I feel like they're interchangeable.
Yeah, and I think I get where she's coming from too. Like, it's not that she's like, hey, I hate Spanish. I think it's just like, hey, I want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
But it's like, hey, it's tough because if you're in a place where she's saying, oh, most people know how to speak English, but it's like, but you're in a place where a lot of people speak Spanish too. So it's like, you can't. I think you have to adjust in that scenario. Yeah,
and I feel like you're in the perfect setting to learn because so many people do speak Spanish. Yeah. She did say she doesn't have time, but it's like
you can pick up things here and there. Like, yeah, but I get it. Like, it's a whole new language to learn, and especially, I mean, you're not an old person. The person somebody is 28 years old, but
yeah, but you can't tell somebody like, don't do what's comfortable for you. Like, I don't know. That's a lot to ask of somebody, I think.
And it's also because of the fact that where you live and where you're at. Like, I think it's just such a big deal that it's Miami, because it's like...
That's true.
If somebody's initiating a conversation in Spanish with you, then it's just easier to respond in Spanish because... And it's not like, hey, like... It depends on who you're talking to, right? Like, if you start meeting up with friends and then they just start speaking Spanish, then you're leaving that person out. But if you're in a situation where you're at a store and somebody starts talking to you about something for a second...
They're probably just assuming that the lady speaks Spanish, too.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it depends on the scenario, but I think it is like, maybe he needs to be a little more conscious, but at the same time,
but she did say like it's usually short conversations.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I wouldn't say you're a jerk for wanting to be included in conversations, but I think if you're in a setting where Spanish is it's another language from the land, like I think you need to adjust. Yeah.
And, like, you're lucky you have your husband who's fluent Spanish speaker. Like, you'll learn it even quicker.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Because it'll be beneficial to you in the long run if you're in that place, like, by yourself.
That's true.
Because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to have Spanish conversations around you in Miami. For sure. And it wouldn't be better to know than not.
Exactly. Get it together.
I mean, connecting back to Italy, like, if you moved to Italy, you'd have to learn.
Oh, for sure.
And you'd have to, I mean, obviously, I guess it's different because it's like you're in Italy, you need to learn Italian. But still, like, you want to be able to be included in conversations, and it's you're the person that has to change.
Yeah. So another thing to tie it back to Italy too is, we talked about being in different situations, and like, if you don't put yourself out there, like, you can stay in your comfort zone and like keep experiencing the same things, but like, in the long run, essentially, like, you want to expose yourself to things that are outside of your comfort zone, because that's how you learn about yourself and like the world and how you want to interact with it. And so, like, shout out to the people that are asking the questions, because it means like they're really asking questions. They're not just assuming like, oh, maybe I am in the wrong, like, they're not assuming like the other person is wrong. Yeah. So shout out to the people doing the work and asking the questions. And
and if you want to ask us a question,
yes,
you can send us an email at advice@carlaandcaesar.com. So that'd be cool, because then that helps us out and we help you out with whatever problems you got going on.
Exactly.
And you can follow the channel at carlaandcaesar.com. That'll take you straight to the YouTube channel, and you click subscribe, and you like it and share it. And
thanks for setting that up.
Yeah, of course. All right, and that's it for this episode, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, and remember to take care of yourself and each other.
Bye.